What's up, YouTube family? Alright, well, it's, seeing as it's February now, 2015 is long since dead, and, I really needed to make a video, so I figured, well, I haven't really talked about movies in a while, so I figured, why don't I just make, top 10 lists for, best and worst movies of 2015. Problem is, I didn't see 20 movies last year, so I saw like 10 movies, and 7 of them I actually really liked. So we're gonna talk about the 3 movies that I didn't like from 2015. At number 3, we got Pitch Perfect 2. Now, I really like the first Pitch Perfect. I think it's a ton of fun. It's one of my favorite musicals. But man, did they overreach with this sequel. Like Jurassic World, this is another example of trying to do too much with your sequel, except at least with Jurassic World, I derived a form of entertainment from that movie, seeing, dinosaurs and junk. This movie is just confusing and doesn't know what it's trying to be half the time. Now, it's funny. I got a lot of chuckles from it, which is why it's not the worst film of last year. But for all the laughing and chuckling, it's still, at the end of the day, the movie that's plot can best be described as a plate of spaghetti. Coming in at number 2, and this is the first movie on this list that I legitimately hate, we have Mockingjay Part 2. I have no idea what is up with this trend of taking one book and splitting it into multiple parts. They did the same thing with Harry Potter, Twilight. The Hobbit is 3 movies. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Make one movie. Make one movie. There is so much of this movie that is just people staring at either each other, or a wall, or nothing. And occasionally someone will speak or shoot an arrow at something. And it's just boring. The plot is almost non-existent because you saw most of it in Mockingjay Part 1. Both of these movies could have been combined together and condensed into an hour and a half, and it would have been twice as good as both of these movies watched back to back. Hunger Games, you tried your best to go out with a bang, but what ended up happening was you limped pathetically out the door after overstaying your welcome by about a year and a half. And the worst movie of 2015. Pan! I have no love in my heart for this movie. So far on this list, I've gathered something from each of the movies I've talked about so far. Pitch Perfect made me laugh a little bit. Mockingjay Part 2 has some beautiful cinematography. This movie has nothing. Pan is the biggest waste of time I experienced in 2015. And I watched Trump announce that he was running for president. There is nothing going for this movie. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's not emotional. It's not well written, it's not well acted, it's not well directed, it's not well shot, it's not well lit, it's not well scored, it's not well. And so many things don't make sense. Save yourself the pain and don't watch this. Ever. In fact, don't even look at it. Don't even make eye contact with it if you see it on a shelf at Target. Just keep walking. Just ignore it. It's not worth it. What? Kids, am I right? Oh yeah, and the Lost Boys are pointless in this. In fact, they're not even in this. This movie's trash. And Captain Blackbeard, or whatever the name of the villain is like mining for, like, pixie dust. And he's using children to do it, and he makes them sing Nirvana songs. Like, seriously, like, he comes out to a choir version of Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. Which, admittedly, is pretty cool to listen to, but it makes no sense, and I have no idea why it's even in the movie. Or this time period in which this movie is set in. This is like 300 years before Nirvana was even a band. So yeah, those are all the bad movies that I saw in 2015. Sorry this list was pretty short. That makes me sad. But in any case, I will be back here next week to talk about my top best movies of 2015. It's going to be a lot of fun. But until then, don't do drugs, stay in school, tip your waitresses, and I'll see you guys next time.